start off with this quote. If you want to change the world, you start off by making your bed. So this is Admiral William H. McRaven. And what this quote is saying essentially is that if you start your day by making your bed, you have achieved the first task of your day. And therefore, hopefully, the motivation will be to start multiple tasks as the day rolls on. And if you happen to have the worst day ever, you come back to a lovely made bed. Any change you want to make in your life, it starts by doing small things daily. Certainly when it comes to decluttering and organisation, we can often look at the entire house or the entire apartment and go, my God, where will I start? I'm so overwhelmed. I know some people filled in the form and they mentioned the entire apartment when you were registering for this event, and we can just look at everything. And so it's very important to just pull back and just do what we can daily. Getting organised or getting more organised in our lives is a lifestyle change, just like getting fit or changing our diet or whatever it happens to be. And so it's a daily swap in how we think and what we do. First of all, we're going to talk about our habits, choices, and decisions, and we're talking about the habit loop. For example, if we want to do the lotto, we constantly do the lotto thinking we're going to win, and yet we never do. But yet we continue this behavior of buying a lottery ticket or something like that, because every now and then we do win something, even if it's only €2. And so what is happening there is you are being positively reinforced to continue this behavior. It's known as intermittent reinforcement. If you are at home and you've had a very, very busy day and you arrive in the door and you're heading to bed and the place is an absolute mess, the bedroom's an absolute mess. You go, I really need to clean this, I really need to sort this out. The chair is covered in clothes, the chair drobe, as we call it. And you go, I really need to sort that out. But you don't. You just, get into your pajamas, fire the clothes on the floor or the chair or something like that, and then say, I'll get back to it later, and you get into bed. The reward is the bed. The relief is the bed. The room and the clutter of the clothes and the stressful day, that's stress. And yet we don't change our behavior because we get enough of a relief, enough of a reward by climbing into bed, then changing our behavior and putting the clothes away. We end up in this constant, I'll get to it, I'll do that later, I'll do that later. And so what we have to do is, and this goes for any behavioral change, so whether it's decluttering, whether it's organisation, whether you want to get fit, whatever it happens to be, the only behavior that changes is when the stress of sorting of the clutter is greater than the stress of sorting it out. It's a pain-pleasure threshold. It's only when there is enough pain that you do something to change a behavior. If you've got a busy family life and you're trying to get the kids out to school for 9 a.m. every morning, and it's bedlam most mornings, and people are trying to find their school bags, and there's a note that has to be written, and the lunches have to be made, and everybody's rushing out, and then you're stuck in traffic, but you make it to school and you make it to work. So even though there is this stress, you're still getting enough of a relief by hitting the school on time. And that means that you maintain the behavior. The relief is enough to getting to the school on time, getting to the work on time. That's enough of a relief in order for you to maintain the behavior. You're being positively reinforced each time. So it's only when the stress of the traffic and of home and all of that you can't live with that anymore, that you would change the behavior. So it's worth being more mindful of what habits are currently going on in your life, and what role and responsibility are you playing in that habit? Because we form habits from the day, from very, very young, and we're forming habits all of the time. And so it's just becoming a little bit more in tune as to what habits do I actually have control over.